Hi, everyone. So I'm just recording this short video to sort of weigh in on this question of what makes a good facilitator, and then also the idea of what moves are made that are special when you know that someone is a good facilitator. So I'll start with what makes a good facilitator. I think it's someone who has learned how to pay attention, and there's an art to paying attention, and I guess maybe even a science to paying attention, in that it means waiting on some level. Behind it is this notion that you don't know everything, and that you think on some level things will manifest that are important for your own learning journey. So that positions you as a co-learner with everyone else, and you're listening intently for the things that you don't know already. And you come in understanding that on some level. It's also a kind of paying attention is also an act of, I think, holding space, um, because you, in a way, are suspending any form of supposition. Um, and so that's a very powerful, I think, stance. And it's inherent in being a good facilitator because if you're not paying attention, then in some ways you're really not engaging and interacting. Instead, you're plowing through with your own agenda. And so I think this idea of paying attention, listening intently, and also, bringing into the whole act of paying attention, a mindfulness around issues of justice and, upholding a notion of representational justice, that not everyone in the room feels as comfortable for a variety of different reasons, knowing that that's a reality, um, and then paying attention to what it is that ultimately you don't know when you come together with others. That makes to hold that stance and to work on that, and constantly renew that truth, is a really powerful aspect of what makes a good facilitator, in my opinion. I think in terms of moves that good facilitators make, um, I think maybe moving away from interaction that's prescriptive and moving towards interaction that's invitational and without a sense of pressure, wherein there's an inherent possibility of building trust over time. Over time is the key issue. Um, but oftentimes there can be sort of open-ended, um, questioning, like in terms of creating community in the beginning, which invites people to bring forth their own lived experience. So, kind of fostering a notion of agency from the beginning, and an interest in experiential wisdom that's inherent in every participant, but then building upon that dynamic possibility with any group through small moves that create trust. And I think the small moves are the invitation to tell stories of one form or another. They might not be like explicit, but rather somewhat circumstantial. But there are times in which people, feel called to share something, and it's essentially a form of storytelling their own experience, and to design intentionally around those moments without prescription, without saying, now everyone's going to tell a story about A, B, and C. That is the trick of it. That's a move that's very powerful in good facilitation. I think it's the small stories that come out that build a sense of who people are and how they see the world. And then there's a kind of building of trust when each moment that someone brings and bears a part of themselves to the learning at hand. So yeah, I would say that moves that good facilitators make is sort of opening up possibilities of stories and sharing that come from experiential wisdom, but doing it in a way that is not prescriptive and rather something that someone chooses to participate in when they feel called. And that's a sort of design trick, but a really powerful one when you see it in action. So yeah, those are my 2 cents on qualities that make a good facilitator and moves to make that end up becoming good facilitation. Take care. Thanks.